The huge continent of Africa and the beautiful Indian Ocean provide so many wonderful travel options that it can seem bewildering. This video aims to briefly outline and explain what the various options and choices are. The main decision to make is whether to visit East or Southern Africa. East Africa includes Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda and Uganda, and Southern Africa includes Botswana, Zambia, Namibia, South Africa and Zimbabwe. These regions are very different, and the factors to influence your decision should include the time of year, your budget, and whether or not you would like to spend some time on a beach. East Africa in summary. East Africa, specifically Tanzania and Kenya, has archetypal safari landscapes, sweeping open grass plains with huge herds of animals as epitomised by the Great Wildebeest Migration, which makes its annual pilgrimage around the Serengeti and the Masai Mara. Rwanda and Uganda are usually visited specifically for primate viewing. One of the many joys of East Africa is it has glorious beaches and islands, such as Zanzibar, which can easily be tacked on to the end of a safari. East Africa is best visited between the rainy seasons, so during our summer months of June to October, and again from December to March. For an East Africa safari, the main international airport hubs are Nairobi, Kilimanjaro and Dar es Salaam. Southern Africa in summary. Southern Africa is vast and hugely diverse. With deserts and deltas, waterfalls and cosmopolitan cities, it is hard to generalise the type of safari you will have here, as each country is so very different. However, you do not find classic African savannas and the huge herds of animals seen in East Africa in the south. Beach extensions are also more difficult here. Many people opt to go on to Mauritius or southern Mozambique, both of which are costly and logistically difficult to access, as the sea around South Africa is very cold. Season-wise, the rainy season in Southern Africa falls between mid-December and mid-March, when temperature and humidity is also at its highest. People usually arrive into Johannesburg, then fly on to their chosen safari country from there. It is easy to combine different countries in Southern Africa. As an example, an itinerary starting with a safari in Botswana, a trip to Victoria Falls, and ending in Cape Town is a popular combination. Due to the logistics and the sheer distances involved, people tend to either visit East or Southern Africa, rarely both on the same itinerary, so the decision between East and Southern Africa really is key. Understanding East Africa. Kenya is the birthplace of safaris, but unfortunately has become too popular and very commercial. The Masai Mara stands out as one of the greatest wildlife reserves in Africa, but the crowds of tourists and queues of safari vehicles can really spoil it. However, with careful planning and insight, there are ways to avoid the crowds. So saying, if you are looking for a simple, short safari in East Africa, the Masai Mara is ideal, with short, inexpensive flights from Nairobi and good value accommodation. Further afield in Kenya are the rolling hills of the Laikipia Plateau, home to several ranch conservation projects. Laikipia is a fantastic family safari destination where you can avoid the crowds and enjoy great wildlife viewing alongside a range of unique activities such as quad biking, horse riding, walking, etc. Tanzania has two main safari regions, the north and the south. Northern Tanzania includes the world-famous Serengeti National Park, the land of the Great Wildebeest Migration and the greatest predator concentrations on the planet, and the safari microcosm of the Ngorongoro Crater. Safaris in the north of Tanzania can include the smaller parks of Lake Manyara and Tarangire, or for the more intrepid, the snow-capped peaks of Mount Kilimanjaro. The south is made up of the much less visited yet incredibly authentic parks of Ruaha and Selous, and the even more remote parks of Mahale for chimp trekking and Katavi in the southwest. Generally, these southern parks have fewer tourists and more safari activities than the north, such as boating and walking. Uganda and Rwanda are the places to go for trekking for gorilla and chimpanzee sightings. Primates are the main attraction here, but Uganda can also be an adventurous safari holiday in its own right, and Rwanda is just starting to push their safari scene too. However, most people wanting a safari extension tend to combine the primates of either Rwanda or Uganda with a Tanzania safari, as there are now direct flights into the Serengeti from both countries. The big distinction between the two countries is the cost of gorilla permits. Currently $700 per person in Uganda compared to $1,500 per person in Rwanda. Nothing beats some Indian Ocean beach time, either before or after your safari. The islands of Zanzibar are the most popular destination from Tanzania and Kenya, with amazing beaches, great diving and characterful boutique hotels catering to a wide range of tastes and budgets. There are other island and mainland beach options in this region too. The Seychelles is much further away from mainland Africa, with a couple of flights from Nairobi here each week. Some of the best beaches in the world are found here, and there are some amazing private island lodges, including North Island. However, on the main islands of Praslin and Mahé, the hotels tend to be large and glitzy with mixed quality beaches, and they definitely are not cheap. We generally recommend Zanzibar for an East Africa beach extension rather than the Seychelles. This way you save time and money on flights, which could be better spent on your safari or a luxurious beach hotel nearby. Moving on to Southern Africa. Botswana is probably the most famous safari destination in Southern Africa, home to the beautiful Okavango Delta. Safaris in Botswana are not cheap. Some lodges cost as much as $3,500 per person per night. At these prices you can expect true luxury in amazing private reserves in the Linyanti and Okavango Delta, and you can safari by Makoro or vehicle and enjoy some of the best and most diverse wildlife viewing on the continent. The beauty of these private concessions is the low vehicle and visitor density, so your safari is always exclusive and feels truly wild. Other experiences include the Kalahari and Chobe, both very different natural environments with very different game viewing opportunities. Chobe is renowned for its large elephant population and water-based activities, whilst the Kalahari is a much drier environment. Here you might see those harder to find animals such as meerkats. Zambia and Zimbabwe have some of the best guiding and wildlife opportunities on the continent, as well as the Victoria Falls. They are fantastic off-the-beaten-track safari countries with amazing guiding and some of the best walking safaris in Africa to boot. These regions are wild, authentic and full of diverse experiences for the seasoned safari traveller. Zimbabwe is one of the best value safari destinations in Africa, especially when compared to its pricey neighbour, Botswana. The two main areas to look at in Zimbabwe are Hwange National Park and Mana Pools, and both provide exceptional off-the-beaten-track safaris. Zambia is one of our favourite safari countries, and the very best for leopard sightings. The two main parks are the winding yet exciting South Luangwa and the watery Lower Zambezi, offering really raw yet luxurious safari experiences by foot, vehicle and boat. Namibia is all about landscapes. With the beautiful dunes, the Namib Desert and the most amazing night skies, it is a unique destination. It is not a place to tick off the big five, but one in which to marvel at the unique landscapes and weird and wonderful desert animals which roam this harsh land. The downside is that the distances are huge and flights are not cheap. Namibia is not the place for keen wildlife watchers, but for those who have seen it all and want something a little different. South Africa is the most diverse country in Southern Africa, and with exceptional safari options and the vibrant city of Cape Town, there is something for everyone, no matter what time of year you visit. It also caters to a wide range of budgets, from the very glitziest safari options to the mid-range, and all the lodges are made cheaper than other African countries by the rand. Kruger is crowded and touristy, but in the private reserves surrounding the park, you can enjoy some of the best private game viewing. Whilst Kruger is malarial, there are options in South Africa for a low or no risk of malaria. Phinda on the eastern coast is a great budget-friendly safari destination, and those seeking family-focused destinations need look no further than Madikwe or Swalo. Beach extensions in Southern Africa certainly aren't the easiest. Mauritius is roughly a 4-hour flight from Johannesburg. On the plus side, it is non-malarial and has some great hotels, great food and service. However, on the downside, the hotels are vast, 200 rooms is common, and because it is non-malarial, it is popular with families with children. Southern Mozambique is even more inaccessible, but has a range of accommodation in the Bazaruto archipelago. The beaches on the mainland are great for surfers. The calmer beaches on the islands are not as beautiful as those in East Africa. All in all, we would always recommend visiting East Africa if you're looking to combine a safari and a beach, as from Southern Africa the beaches are costly and difficult to get to. Finally, Madagascar. Madagascar is a huge island and way beyond the scope of this video, but there are some glorious beaches close to Nosy Bay, just off the northwest coast. Twice weekly flights connect Madagascar to Johannesburg. Sarambangina is one such island paradise and our first recommendation for Madagascar beach time. So, there we have it. We hope this short video has been useful. If you would like more information, please give us a call and one of our experts will be delighted to help narrow down your options.